I don't think video game rating systems are very good. I don't think that you can really ascribe a number very well to the overall quality of a game. I think it's very reductionist. And I think in some cases, particularly when you get it as like a percentage, there's an implied level of science and objectivity to the rating that just isn't there. It's not possible. It's a ridiculous idea that you can do something like this, and that with things like Metacritic and stuff like that, you can actually aggregate the objective quality of a game. It's just a ludicrous concept. I put very little stock in what ratings a game actually gets in terms of what the quality is. They are, however, a useful heuristic for trying to, guess whether or not a game might be good. If a lot of people did like it, they'll probably give it high scores. Although it's a bit of a paradox because the high scores don't mean that much because they're very arbitrary and subjective. A lot of people really like The Witness, and I thought it was possibly one of the worst games I've played in the past few years. But the ratings wouldn't tell me that. Smaller scale rating systems can work quite well. Like, I think 1 to 10, 1 to 100 is ludicrous. That's what Games Master used to use. It's what quite a few things used to use. It's just, what does 1% difference in a game's quality make when you're comparing two completely different kind of games? Like, you're comparing a racing game to a Final Fantasy game or something, and there's like, they're the same quality exactly. If this is such a scientific way we've measured how good the game is. It's like, no, that's just bollocks. It's just because people like putting numbers on things. It's just kind of lazy, to be honest. 10 out of 10 isn't dreadful for giving a vague sort of impression of what the reviewer thinks, but there's a real serious problem of how heavily skewed everything is towards 7 as being average, which doesn't make any sense. It's not in the middle, it's like towards the top end. There's a real compression problem in terms of what game quality is supposed to be. Like, anything below 7 is below average, but that doesn't make any sense. The average should be 5. And like anything above 7 is like, there's only a few spaces left, 8, 9 and 10. And 10 is theoretically perfect, so very few games should get 10. It just, that doesn't make sense either. I quite like 1 to 5, because there's enough scope within each of them. Like, because there's only 5 slots, there's only 5 sort of general regions you can put what you think the quality of a game is, and it's got a lot more flexibility if people actually need to read the review as well, or listen to it. So what I've decided to do, I've come up with a system that's sort of 1 to 5, but acknowledges how very subjective these sort of things are, and how a lot of things will skew upwards. Partly because I don't intend to play games that are shit. If I play a bad game, it's because I thought a game was going to be good and it turned out to be bad, or because I got it for free and was giving it a go, or something like that. What I've tried to think and come up with is a way of using thumbs up to describe how good a game is. This has 5 tiers, so it works sort of on a 1 to 5 system, but it's deliberately not very scientific because objective game reviews are complete bullshit. So what we've got 2 thumbs up. These are highly recommended, good games. Games I think are very good and people should play. If they're at all interested in this genre or anything, they should definitely play these games. Games for me would be, like recent games that I've played, would be Resident Evil 7, that's definitely 2 thumbs up. Hyper Light Drifter, definitely 2 thumbs up. Dark Souls 1 and 3, definitely 2 thumbs up. Those are 2 thumbs up, high quality games. I think people should definitely play them. Like, I know quite a lot of people who don't actually like Dark Souls at all, and they probably wouldn't think that. They probably don't understand what level of hype is about. But, that's my recommendation, that's how it works. 1 thumbs up is for good games. They're still good. I'm still giving them a thumbs up. They're still recommended. But they've got maybe a lot of flaws, or they've missed a lot of potential, like they could have done something really interesting, and they just kind of didn't manage to go with it. I would say, like No Man's Sky, I'd say this was 1 thumbs up. No Man's Sky is a pretty good game. if you can play it the right way. But it's got a lot of problems with the inventory. It's got a lot of time wasting, and there was a lot of bullshit in the marketing, to be honest. So that didn't help. I'd say Dark Souls 2 was also a 1 thumbs up. Like, it's still a very, very good game, but it's got a bunch of weird problems that kind of hold it back in some ways. Oh, by the way, because I only usually play games that I think are going to be good, and if I play games that aren't very good, that's usually by accident. A lot of my reviews are going to skew towards 1 or 2 thumbs up. I'm not going to lie about that. It wouldn't make sense for me to deliberately go out and buy games I didn't like. I don't have any fucking money, and I don't have time to do that. So, yeah, that's part of how this system works. Like, be aware that it does that. It's just sort of a way of being transparent and honest about how objectivity isn't a thing. Anyway, yeah, no thumbs up. This is for games which, they've probably got good ideas, but they'd fail to execute, or they are just mediocre games. And things like trend chasers. This is like a big thing going on in games, and a whole bunch of franchises just decide to join in. Like, you'd have seen the recent Battle Royale craze. Loads of games like that would be like, don't care. They might be competent, but So I would actually give Alone in the Dark no thumbs up. I think Alone in the Dark has a lot of really great things going for it, but it is so filled with problems and failure to execute that I can't really give it any of the thumbs up in this system. I mean, you should still give it a go because it's creatively very interesting, but I can't give it a thumbs up because it fucks up most of its potential. The original Dino Crisis, I would give no thumbs up. I don't think Dino Crisis is a very good game. I think it's got a lot of great ideas, it's got good atmosphere, but it looks like, outside the dinosaurs, the environments and everything look like shit. There's loads of backtracking, the puzzles are incredibly dull. I don't think Dino Crisis is a very good game. And I would say Pokemon Go, because that's just almost entirely a time waster. There was lots of potential for that when it first came out, and there was a lot of fun community sort of things, like going out and do it together, but it's been almost exactly the same for years now. So, yeah, that's not going to get a thumbs up from me. Hey, on the more negative ones, we also have thumbs down. See, it's sort of like the 1 to 5, but the scales are obviously weighted in a different way. So, a thumbs down is for bad games which treat the player poorly, or completely fuck up a good idea. Like, they take something that could have been great and then just run it into the ground, smash its face in, ruin the whole thing. I would say thumbs down. I would give Ark Survival Evolved thumbs down. I played that game a couple hours, but I hated it. It's got, the survival mechanics are terrible, but when I played it, it was still in early access, which is no excuse. You would just die and then respawn next to dinosaurs and die again, and you do that over and over again until all your resources are despawned. The game is just fucking garbage. I played Fortnite for an hour. I would give that a thumbs down, because although the general core gameplay seems alright, they've clearly put all their time into making a fully featured microtransaction economy before they even bother putting the controls in the game. So you don't know how to play the game, but you do know how to buy things. You are able to buy things to customise your appearance in the game before you're able to actually control the game. You have to go on Google and find out about it. I'll just put Overwatch Competitive Deathmatch in here. I think Overwatch Deathmatch is the best mode in Overwatch. And Competitive Deathmatch is the best way to ruin the best thing about Overwatch. That can fuck off, that gets a thumbs down. Finally, 2 thumbs down. There's probably not going to be many of these, because I don't deliberately go out of my way to play bad games. I will just sometimes stumble upon a game that I despise. These are games which I find offensively bad, which treat the player like shit and have little to no redeeming value to the experience. So yes, 2 thumbs down. The Witness gets that. Couldn't stand The Witness. The Witness is my enemy, basically. I'd also go for... I played Assassin's Creed 4 a couple of years ago. I also hated that. Yeah, it's got a couple of good ideas, and it looks alright, but it controls so badly you can't. The game is almost unplayable. It's just trying to just get from A to B is a complete nightmare, which is ludicrous in a game about fluid motion and going around, like being sort of like a stealthy ninja assassin guy. It just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I couldn't stand that. 2 thumbs down. That's roughly it. That's the system. I'm going to be using this system for my future game reviews, of which I intend to do, quite a few. I'm trying to streamline my production methods to get out at least 1 review every week. I'm trying to play more varied games so I can get more footage of different things, and so I can put out more content. Yeah, this is how I'm going to be rating them, so be aware that, as we know, objective game ratings are complete bullshit. There's no objective review beyond maybe a Wikipedia summary. And this thumbs up system is what I'm going to be using. Most games are going to get 1 or 2 thumbs up. Sometimes I'll review something that's not very good, and I'll give it a different rating. But ultimately, the thumbs up comes at the end, so watch the whole thing, you bastards, and listen to what I actually have to say, because that's more important than some number stapled onto the end. See you later.